Day 36, and we're going to continue with Genesis 6:11, and I'll show you some cool features about Sepharia that you can use when you're studying. So you already know that you can just click on any verse in the entire tanakh or the entire Torah, and it will tell you a lot about that verse, the writings of the sages throughout time. And you can learn a lot just by reading what's available in English. But there's other things you can do, like for instance, if you want to teach yourself a little bit of Hebrew, or you want to know what each word means, or a single word, you can just highlight the word. Like we'll use Hamas here as an example. You can highlight it, and then it will tell you in this dictionary to the right. It'll give you the dictionary entry for that word. So here we see that this word Hamas is violence or wrong, cruelty, injustice. So the earth became corrupt before God. The earth was filled with lawlessness or violence, wrong, cruelty, injustice. So you get the idea. So this is another thing you can use when you're studying on Sepharia. Highlight the word and you'll figure it out. Like for instance, this word here, you can highlight it and you'd see that it's the land. So the land, and then we have Hamas here. Okay, so let's check out some of the commentary on this. And we'll go down to, actually, Sefer HaYashar. And Noah was 498 years old when he took Naamah as a wife. And Naamah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Japheth, saying, "The Lord hath enlarged me in the land." Okay, what's interesting about this is this Naamah is likely the same Naamah from Genesis 4. You may remember Naamah from Genesis 4 as the sister of Tubal-Cain. So she was a Cainite. She was from the Cainite lineage, lineage of Cain, not from Seth, though we don't know exactly everything about them. It's interesting as well because Naamah was the name of one of Solomon's wives. Alright, so she bore a son and called his name Japheth, saying, "The Lord hath enlarged me in the land." And she had another son. She called his name Shem, saying, "God has made me a remnant to be kept alive in the midst of the earth." And Noah was 502 years old when Naamah bore Shem. And the boys grew large, and they walked in the ways of the Lord, according to all that Methuselah and Noah, their father, had taught them. And we learned earlier that Methuselah was, took Noah under his wing. And Lamech, the father of Noah, died at that time, for he had not followed in the ways of his father with all his heart. And he died in the 595th year of Noah's life. And all the days of Lamech were 777 years old. What's interesting about this to me is you can go back to Genesis 4 and you'll see Lamech, different. It's the same spelling but just slightly different vowel sounds. He, like you'll remember, says 7 at one point, and he also says 77, and then we have here 777. So there's an interesting connection there. And all the other sons of man that knew the Lord died in the year which was the one previous to the Lord's bringing the evil upon the sons of man. For the Lord pleased to let them die, so that they should not see their brothers and relatives in the great misery which the Lord had resolved upon. And at the time the Lord spoke unto Noah and Methuselah, saying, "Arise and cry out in the hearing of all the sons of man, all the words which I had spoken unto you sometime since. Perhaps the Son of Man will turn from their evil ways." So they'll do teshuvah and repent, "so that I might repent of the evil and not bring it about." So he wouldn't bring the flood if the people would repent. And Noah and Methuselah arose and cried out loud in the hearing of all the people, all that the Lord had spoken unto them. But the sons of man would not listen, and would not incline their ears unto all their words. And it was after this that the Lord spoke unto Noah, The end of all flesh hath come before me on the account of its wicked actions, and behold, now I destroy all men with the earth. And then he gives him the dimensions for the ark.